It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show.
G'day there, podcaster. Liam here. Geez, we're making a bit of a habit of this, just, prepping lots before the show, which is good, I think, for the actual radio show. But we are recording this off air before we go on air, but we've only got about 15 minutes, so unfortunately it's going to be a little bit tight again.
Less than that, yeah. More like 10.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the reason we're cutting it so close at the moment, or at least this week and last week, is because A, probably getting back into the swing of the routine a little bit. Mm-hmm. B, also because we've been doing some like dynamic stuff in the show. Like tonight's show hasn't happened yet, but I think it's going to be a ripping show.
Yes.
It's been pretty dynamic.
Yeah.
There's been bits, there's been bobs, been skits.
Yeah, dynamic.
Bit of caper.
I use that word because if you're listening to the pod, I guess there's like different types of content, right? There's skits, obviously. There's talkback. There's stories. There's all sorts of tools in the tool belt, if you will. I would say a dynamic show uses a lot of tools.
Yes. The belt is empty.
Absolutely. We've used them all and we throw them out.
Oh,
very
no.
roomy.
Are you guys the tools?
It does feel roomy, doesn't it?
It's because all the mics are on and they were a bit
They're always on,
everywhere.
Ben, we were talking about the Moulin Rouge came up somewhere before, and I forgot to tell you that because I went to the Moulin Rouge. Incredible.
Yeah.
I got to say, it's the only time in your life where your wife will pay for you to go to a titty show.
Absolutely.
And I didn't realise there was that much
there
skin.
was way more boobs in it than I was expecting.
A lot of boobs.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, at any given time, there's probably like 30 dancers
Yep.
on stage.
Well, the time that it was
Boobs.
built, like that, people would travel from far and wide to go and see it because
bibs.
it was. Yep, it was basically it was like a strip club for that time.
Well, it was old timey burlesque is
Yeah.
basically like
the vibe, yeah.
yeah, and
Genuinely one of the
so
coolest
what's
stage
Montmartre
shows
like?
I've ever.
What's it
Montmartre
like? Yeah,
is sick. Like the Sacre-Cœur sort of bit, like up further up, is like really picturesque and beautiful. Around the Moulin Rouge, scummy.
well that's
like,
almost I love that
it's-
because it's kind of supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
a dingy nightclub.
Yeah, I remember leaving, and it was pretty late at night, and it felt dangerous.
Yeah,
good.
So some good Irish pubs I dragged. So Sarah was like, "We're going to the Moulin Rouge." I'm like, "That's great," but we're going to watch the Liverpool game first, and we're having
So
a cup.
you got boobs and Liverpool?
Literally in the same night.
boobs and balls.
Liverpool battered Tottenham.
Yeah.
I had
And you-
4 Guinness.
It was there for the taking.
Oh, very good.
I had
The inhale.
4 Guinness, and I was coming in hot
Yeah.
for Moulin Rouge, and I was like, "What is happening?"
So it's kind of Montmartre like the St Kilda of Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the King's Cross or the
Yeah.
Hindley Street, I suppose. But it's like, but obviously there is a lot of bibs, but it shouldn't be taken
Yeah,
away from the actual stage show
performance.
and the performance and the
It's a dream of
circus
mine
sort of
to go.
stuff. That
Yeah.
honestly, dude,
Yeah.
it'll exceed your expectations. I mean, I know it was famous, but I'm like, I so get why it's famous, and it's a bit expensive, but it also completely makes sense because it's definitely the best thing I've ever seen on a stage. Like
Yeah,
at one
that's
point,
really
this
cool.
I don't want to spoil it, but there's like this glass comes up in the front, and then the whole stage turns into a swimming pool, and then all of a sudden they're all underwater, and it's like.
No.
I don't even know how they do that. And then it goes, comes back down, drains, and then it's like dry again. They're just dancing on it. Like,
And I won't say which one, but there's an animal in there.
Ooh. Fish,
No.
elephant.
No.
I'm out.
Don't spoil it.
yeah. Anyway, that's just,
Yeah.
Is it worth doing the roll call? Yeah, we should.
yeah, well, Ben's here.
Yep. No ailments, no business.
Yeah, my tidbit is I just haven't, there's so many things from the holiday. Just
Yeah.
many days.
And I
just
also,
haven't
I
got to-
know it's been like an ongoing joke of there's lots of things to get to. We just don't have time to do it in this one, but I will tell you about the car crash in tomorrow's pod probably. And also I have a story I really want to share that I think the whole room will appreciate, but I think Jack and Ben will be the ones who really get around
Nice.
it.
Yeah, and I also almost bought that car, so I got to tell you about that. Belle,
Hello, present, nothing.
wonderful. Ben,
Major ailment, don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Business, nothing.
yep. Tina, no, not it. Okay, yep, Scott.
Yeah, present, just that one recurring bit of business, but that could be a
That's
tomorrow
totally
thing.
fine. Hey, look, we're whipping through this so fast we might even have time for it. Jack.
Present. The speed of this roll call has kind of knocked me for 6.
Yeah,
So no ailments.
so fine.
Probably, and no business probably, but I'll reserve it.
Cool. What happened to that car crash, Ben?
So I was getting my hair cut at Plek on Christmas Eve.
Wonderful place. Yeah.
I'd parked my car on the street, like not on the main road, but just off the main road. It was just like regular 90-degree angle, like parking. You know what I'm talking about? Just regular car parks. And I'd parked in one of them when I got my haircut, came back, and the whole back of the car was smashed up. Like someone had hit it.
Oh.
So giving your car a short back.
First thing I
insides.
did was check the front.
Very good.
There was no details on there, so I was like spewing. So I thought it was like a hit and run. And then I noticed the van next to my car, the whole side of it had been sideswiped. And I was like, so it's obviously that giant van that's hit it. There's no details left anywhere. I noticed there was 2 guys working at the U Park. They were like fixing the boom gate. Went over to them, and then I was like, "Did you see what happened?" They were like, "Yeah, we saw him do it. Took photos of it." They also had the guy's number. Which was weird because I was like, how do you know that I was going to go talk to those guys? So I think the guy was trying to be a bit dodgy about it.
Yeah.
Luckily, those guys were there, though. They got his
But
details.
he parked what next to you?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't do that. That's the scene of the crime kind of get.
He was
you gotta run.
he was a delivery driver, so he was making a delivery at the
I
Sofitel.
love Adelaide.
And then I
Good hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I called him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that was me. Sorry." And then he's like, he was apologetic, and I think he just
I guess he wasn't going to stand and wait around, so he probably was
put
doing
a
the right
note
thing.
on
should
the
have put a
old-
note on the car though,
Oh,
right?
true.
Yeah.
That's 101.
I got the vibe that he wasn't trying to get away with it. I think he genuinely, this was his first ever car crash, and he didn't know how to handle it.
Oh, bless.
And after a bit of back and forth, long story short, he was covered with insurance. It was a work car, and I did get it covered.
Nice.
Yeah,
Was
it's
this
in the
your
shop.
new car
Yep.
or the?
Yeah.
Shit.
Not the Kia.
So
the Kia.
I've always driven old cars my whole life. This is the first car I've ever had that's actually a new car. And I took it in because the damage was bad, but it wasn't like crazy bad.
Yeah.
I could still drive it around.
Yeah.
And the guy at the mechanic looked at it and went, like, gave me a rough quote. He's like, that'll be about 12 grand.
Oh,
That's BS.
What? And he was like, yeah, mate, you know, when you get that panel off, there's a couple of sensors back there.
the
Gotta replace
sensors. That strikes me as something that you would go straight away. I'll do it myself.
Absolutely.
See you later.
If there was no insurance involved and it was just my car out of my pocket, I would be like, no way in hell am I getting that fixed. But because it was insurance, I was like, yeah, mate, there's bloody
Yeah,
sensors.
yeah.
Fix those.
Oh, did I
Will
tell
premiums
you?
go up? Oh, no, it's their insurance.
No, 'cause it was
Sorry,
them,
my
yeah.
bad.
Actually, I think maybe we were already off when I went to get my car assessed, and the
Yeah.
guy said to me, "Do you want it? Do you want to write off, or do you not want to write off?"
Oh.
And I said, "No, I don't want to write off." And he went, "Okay, not a write off it
Yeah,
is."
right.
And then, because Christian, my partner, that was before he became into fitness, he owned his own paddle shop,
Yep.
and that's what he did his whole
Is he a
life.
panel beater?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
did he
um,
panel beat the original Ford?
Funny.
He's old.
Jack's on fire.
That was good.
But yeah, no.
Two
So
zingers.
he was like, yeah, I do that all the time. Like that, you're like if you have someone, you'd be like, well, what do you want to do about it? And he would just add some other stuff on or whatever.
Should got him to fix it.
So, well, yeah, he's currently getting his car fixed because
Yeah.
the guy put the pole in it. But yeah, no, he was just like the guy was really sweet and he was like, yeah, do you want to write off or not? And I said no. And he's like, cool, no worries.
This is in no way an endorsement or a plug for the people that fix my car. But I just found it amusing. And they were very good at what they did. But it's called Sheen. But they didn't sell me clothes. They fixed my car.
No,
Or was it
Sheen,
Mr.
yes, Sheen panel service.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
No, they were around way before Sheen.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's funny that I went to Sheen.
yeah.
You didn't go to
Yeah.
Automasters?
No,
Yeah.
So
Oh, no.
We had a mechanic recently tell us that they're like, hey, look, this car's like particular model is going to give you problems in the next couple of years. So like, if you were going to update, it's like 10 years old now,
Yeah.
and we're like, So we were like, let's get another secondhand, like pretty much get the same car, but maybe like 5 years further
And do
down
you
the
trade
track.
in your current one?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
We'll just like we'll sell it, but then we were like asked where this one was, and it was actually at a Volkswagen. So we were like, oh sweet, we'll go there. And so we got the car like all properly like detailed. And we're like, sweet, we'll do, like get it. It's like it's looking as good as it
Yeah.
can. You know, I had a price in my head, and I'm like, this would be an easy swap over. Like, and then there shouldn't be too like realistically, it's around 10 grand in between for like a 10-year-old car for like a car that's now 5 years old. I'm like, I'd be happy with that. And like. We got in there and I like put some Dettol on my hands, and Sarah's like, why are you Dettoling your hands? And I said, because I'm about to play dirty.
Oh God.
And I'm going to make this man my bitch. And,
There's
and
a
so
title.
I had a figure in my head, and he came down at a quarter of that. And I said, no. And he was like, you know, but it's like, we give you a tank of petrol. And I'm like,
Chilled, mate.
I'm like, that doesn't matter.
It's
Like,
expensive. It's not that
they
expensive.
say lots of stuff that it's like that doesn't
yeah,
actually
yeah,
like
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
They're like, this one, you bloody, you get a seatbelt in it. And, you know, it's good, you know. I'm like, what? And so then I was like, no. And it's like, oh, just go speak to my boss, see what I can do. 'Cause, you know, it's like the big hassle on car sales.
Yeah.
And came back and he like put it up like $500. And I was like, dude, like what? And like honestly, it might like it's not great, but it's like in good nick. It's like only car we have.
Gorgeous car.
Yeah, it's good.
I love your car.
How much do you reckon if I traded my car in, so it's a 2015
Yeah.
Tiguan. It's looked after.
Yeah. How many Ks has it done?
140,000. So that's
Bloody hell.
that's up there.
Mine's done less, and
138,000.
mine's 5 years older than yours.
Did you
See
go
if you
in?
drive
Did
back
you
straight
go
away.
in with, say, 19 grand in your head, and they offered you 8?
No, I think you
got up
went
to
in with
8,500.
15, and they offered you like 3.
Okay, well, you're both
Jesus.
right in a way. I
what
went
was
in with 15.
Yeah.
To be fair, I bought it for 20.
Yeah.
Got a good deal on it. And he said 8. And I was like, you're dreaming.
Yeah.
But I had a cut off in my head. I was like, look, maybe 12 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can work together, buddy.
What happened in
Scratch
the
my
end?
back, yeah. I walked, baby. I walked.
Oh, yeah, good.
I don't play like that.
Why is
I don't
it-
play like that.
Why is it cars the only real thing? Also, that's
But
like,
he called Sarah yesterday. I'm like,
it's kind of like
got him on the line.
trying to
Yeah,
trade
He's got
it.
him on the line.
You forgot your Dettol.
Yeah. You forgot your Glen 20. It's like reminds me of trading a game to EB Games. You're like, I bought this for $100, and they're like, I'll give you $250 and you can piss off.
Yeah.
But like, why are cars like the only thing where it's just I want just a set price on a website, or I can get in there and like why is there have to be this bullshit?
Well,
It's
you
also
do
that
the
good
Red
thing-
Book assessment.
Like,
if you do the Red Book assessment, it will give you.
Why is there not just a price on a car? Why do I have to know how to like rizz up a 40-year-old man in a dodgy suit?
You got to rizz them up.
It's the economy. It's the used car economy. If there's lots of new cars coming in, then the used cars are
Even new cars though,
devalued.
like even new cars.
But there was a
What do I
point
have to
there.
get a price?
There was a point there where new cars would be like an 18-month wait. Wait.
But that's the
in
thing.
Spain.
In Spain.
I'm sort of like
Barcelona.
I feel crazy because I'm like
Sour cream.
sour queen. I'm like I don't think I'll blink because I actually don't want to sell the car. I just think the mechanic said, "Oh, it's probably a good idea because you have." But I like my car.
What
Like,
I would
don't
say on
wanna-
that, though, is I remember when I had that secondhand Audi, worst car I've ever bought,
Yeah.
and I spoke to 2 mechanics after it broke down. Both of them said, what model is it and like how many Ks has it got? And both
Yeah.
of them said, and they didn't know each other,
Like-
the exact same thing. They always do that at that point. So I think
Yeah.
mechanics do know
If someone's saying
cars
that,
have like use by dates.
Yeah, I just got that. I serviced mine last week, and the guy on the phone was like, "This one's gonna give you issues soon." And
so
I
what?
just went,
So
well, cross that bridge.
how should I approach that? How do I go back to that guy?
Just
then?
go on car sales.
Let him call you again.
Sell it on car sales.
Yeah.
Privately.
Take your belt off to save time.
What about
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I can't really say it.
yeah,
without-
yeah. Good bit.
Yeah, put that dead all elsewhere. I don't know.
There's 5 rims involved with this transaction.
Oh my god, Liam.
Well, I
Okay.
meant the spare tire. Of course. Duh.
in the back?
Am I right?
Spare tire.
All right, we
He's
have
got
got
that tire.
we got to wrap this up.
No, that's a fat belly. Sorry.
Oh, Belle, come on.
Sorry.
Disgusting.
Could we get my life-changing story tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
maybe.
And if we don't have time, we'll just hold it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's it!
Like that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.